Hello, and welcome to this session of Real Hope, the Lent course for the S8 Mission Partnership. My name's Beth, and this week we are looking at the film Gladiator. Gladiator was released in the year 2000 as an epic historical drama set in the year AD 180, focusing around a Roman general, Maximus Decimus Meridius, and the journey that he takes, which is one he wasn't expecting to. The film won many awards, including 5 Oscars, and was the second highest grossing film of that year. The film itself was inspired by a book written in 1958 by the author Daniel Mannix, entitled Those Who Are About to Die. As I said, the film centres on the journey of the general Maximus Decimus Meridius. He was a general who became a slave who became a gladiator who was to defy an emperor. After he leads his troops to victory over the Germanic tribes, all Maximus wants to do is go home to his wife and child and bring in the harvest. This is not to be. The Emperor Marcus Aurelius tells him he feels his son Commodus is unfit to rule. He wants Maximus to succeed him and help save Rome from the corruption and restore the Roman Republic. Upon hearing this, Commodus murders his father. He then proclaims himself the new emperor and asks for loyalty from Maximus. He refuses and is arrested and told that his family will die. Taken far from camp to be executed, he turns the tables and kills his captors. Although injured, he rides for home, where he finds his house destroyed and his wife and son have been brutally murdered. He buries his wife and child, but then collapses from his injuries. He is then found by slave traders, who take him to the city of Zuccobar, where he is bought by the gladiator trainer Proximo. Maximus fights in local tournaments and befriends Juba. Using his military skills, he wins matches. He soon becomes popular with the crowd and gains recognition from his fellow gladiators. At this point on Maximus's journey, he meets 2 very different but people who have an impact on him. I wonder how the people that you've met on your journey have impacted on you. It is from here that Maximus heads to Rome after Commodus has declared 150 days of games. It is here in the Colosseum that Maximus has to fight the reenactment of the Battle of Zama. He leads his side to victory, and it is at this point he comes face to face with Commodus, the new emperor. Upon Commodus entering the Colosseum to give his congratulations, Maximus turns and walks away. An angry Commodus orders Maximus to turn round and identify himself. Removing the masked helmet, he proclaims to be Maximus Decimus Meridius, husband to a murdered wife, father to a murdered son, and that he will have his vengeance in this life or the next. After this, Maximus learns that there are still many who are loyal to him, including a very influential Senator Gracchus and even Commodus's sister Lucilla. A plot is hatched for Maximus to return back to his loyal legions, march on Rome, topple Commodus, and hand power back to the Roman Senate. Commodus, however, learns of this plot, has the Praetorian Guard arrest Gracchus and march on the gladiator camp. The climax comes when Commodus challenges Maximus to a battle in the arena. This, however, is not on fair terms. Commodus stabs Maximus and orders for his wounds to be concealed. Against the odds, Maximus disarms Commodus, and when the Praetorian Guard refuse to help him, Commodus brandishes a dagger. After a fight, Maximus overpowers him and thrusts the dagger into his throat, thus killing him. Maximus then succumbs to his wounds, but before that, he hands power back to the Senate, orders for his gladiators to be released, and Rome to return to the Republic that Marcus Aurelius wished for at the beginning. We then see the hope that Maximus has been carrying with him to be with his wife and child comes true. He is transported to what he believes to be Elysium, a place where he and his family can live for all eternity. Returning to the Colosseum, we see Maximus's body being carried out and given the honour he deserves by being a soldier of Rome, leaving Commodus behind in the Colosseum. The film ends with Juba returning to the Colosseum to bury two figures of Maximus's wife and child, which he has held close all throughout the film, and utters the words, "Now we are free. We will see each other again, but not yet. Not yet." Again, holding on to that hope that this life is not the end. So although Gladiator is set in ancient Roman times, there are many things that as Christians we can relate to. And I feel that for me, 3 things stand out. That being journey, people, and of course hope. We see Maximus go on a journey from being a well-respected Roman general through to becoming a slave, then a gladiator, then eventually coming face to face with the Emperor Commodus. As Christians, we are all on a journey, and I wonder how our faith has impacted the journey we have made so far. The second strand for me was that of people. On our journey we meet so many people, and 2 characters that stood out for me in the film were that of Proximo and Juba. Proximo being the one who bought Maximus as a slave, but gave him the opportunity to become a gladiator, and then advising him on how to win his freedom. Juba was the one that tended to him when he was low. He was with him in the gladiator rings, and then finally in the Colosseum he was there. At the end of the film we see Juba paying Maximus the final tribute, in burying the figures of his wife and child, and proclaiming that he will meet him again, but it won't be yet. I wonder how the people that you have met on your journey have helped and impacted on your life. And the final one I feel is that of hope. It's the thread that underpins the entire film. Sometimes it does become cloudy, and I'm sure there's times when Maximus doesn't believe that there is any hope left. But it's something that's there, and it becomes clearer and clearer as the film goes on. As Christians we have hope. We have hope in the resurrection. As we see in the film, death is not the end. We believe that Jesus has conquered death, and we live in the hope that that brings. I wonder how hope has kept you going through this challenging time of the pandemic. So I'd just like to leave you with these points to ponder. Point 1. How has your faith impacted on your journey up to now? Point 2. How have the people that you've met on your journey impacted on your life? And point 3. How has the hope that you have sustained you through challenging times on your journey?